you had an actor and you had people knew less about them. And now a part of even casting for me is, what do people think or of and expect this person to do and or be? And how can I have to rely on that and use that, but I also have the opportunity to kind of subvert that in a way. And so you have to be mindful, not just of the story you're telling, but what does the audience bring into the theater with them or when they turn on television, and expect.
I think that's advanced thinking, to be honest with you. I really do.
It's just learned by lived experience mostly, find out, like I even often make mistakes, like if I sometimes have found if I sort of, I did a movie where I had like a very blonde wig that was like a medieval.
Were you Ric Flair or something?
I wish I was Ric Flair. That would be spectacular. I'd love to play. It was actually a good movie. I really liked it. It was called The Last Duel. The point, and it was great director Ridley Scott, and he had this idea for it.
Oh yeah, Ridley Scott.
And yeah, there's the thing there you see, and I liked if no one had, I think, had ever seen me or whatever, I thought that was really interesting. The problem is that people, I think what it did,
was Aaron
people, first of all, created noise around, look at this hair, is this different? And we know it's a wig.
Right.
And so now you look at it and you go, but I know he doesn't look like that. And so it causes you to kind of think it's false. That's an example of kind of probably not being able to go that far away from myself and still have people go, okay, I can sit aside what I know and just watch this story and like it and believe in it.
Dude, that's fast. That's insider baseball, man. No, it makes total sense. It makes total sense that would start to affect how we see things. There's something that's happening where it's hard to get people to believe in some of these movies, and people's attention spans have changed. It's gotten interesting.
Yeah, that's a bunch of things. The fact that like even the online world, for example, you see now that like shorter and shorter and shorter like clips are what even my son, who's constantly showing me clips of you, by the way. He's always like, you know what I mean? So it's
is he a nice kid?
He's a great kid. Yeah, he's a fabulous kid. And he now when I watch him like scroll, it's like he doesn't even get through the 6 seconds.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like, and he'll like a long period of time for him is 4 or 5 seconds. And then I'm like, hey man, let's watch this show or watch this movie. And it's like, he gets bored fast. He's got to really love something to sit through it. And then he binges like all the episodes. Like we just sat through and watched, Invincible, this animated show, and then it's like, let's keep going. So it's this weird dichotomy of, on the one hand, it's like, no. Okay, then plug in and like mainline this one thing and eat it all up till it's gone. And yeah, so it has really changed. You didn't used to be able to like pause and select or even have that much to choose from.
Yeah.
Like that many choices is overwhelming to the mind. Like we weren't made, I don't believe, evolutionarily and as human beings to like, we're supposed to be living in like a village and see about 100 people in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Right? That's the vast majority of human history. That's how we did it. And I still feel like in a way that's how we're socialized. It's why, for example, if you're feel left out of a group, it's very painful because like in, thousands of years ago, if you got left out of the village, the group, whatever, and they didn't take you to hunt, you died, right? You needed those people to live. And so
it hits something really limbic inside of you.
And even social media, for example, you're looking at stuff and you go, damn, why is everybody else's life so good? And seeing the life you're advertising looks so fucking cool. Yeah. And my inside life feels like shit. That also is like a basic primal thing. And I think that's what, this stuff kind of touches, but the amount of information now that comes in, because really now everybody's a celebrity, right? Everybody is a celebrity. Everybody is followed. Everybody's life is out there. And
there's newborns. There's 4 months old and 1,100 followers.
And it's really like 1,100 followers is kind of, it's not any different from celebrity. It's just a matter of degree.
But this is a 4 month. He can't even open both of his eyes at the same time.
And it's like, yeah. Exactly. And that's kind of become that as the currency of, man, that looks great, that like the currency of like fame in and of itself as a desirable thing. Like people go, man, I want to be rich and famous. Like take rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Famous is not gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
It seems like it will, because it's like, oh, people will like me and know my name and kind of know who I am and I'll feel like I've done something. I think a lot of times what happens is if it doesn't come with a real sense of like achievement or accomplishment,
Yeah.
it actually feels hollow and empty and like bullshit and undeserved.
Do you think you wanted to start directing because it gave you even more of a sense of accomplishment?
Yeah, I wanted to.
Is that a weird question? But does that make any sense?
No, it does make sense. I wanted to. I wanted to fail on my own terms because I had gone through some movies where I was like, I don't like this, I don't agree with this, but you got to do how it's like playing a football team, whatever. You got to run the plays that the coach sets up. You know what I mean? They're gonna run a draw play, get the ball and turn around and run a sweep right because they're not blocking that way. You know what I mean? It's just that's not going to work, right? So that's how that whole art form is sort of structured by and large. And what I found was, I had a real strong sense of the way I wanted to do it. Yeah. And when it didn't work, when it worked, I didn't feel great because it wasn't me that had that feel. I didn't feel like I didn't feel proud of it. And when it didn't work, I just felt pissed off. Like, fuck, I didn't want to fucking do it. God damn, I didn't want to, I said it, I knew it, and that's a terrible feeling. So I'd rather